Hello, everyone. Welcome. And today it's not a regular ASEFClassNet session, but much more exciting. Not that our sessions are not exciting, but today is really, a very hands-on, a very interesting session with the lovely and brilliant speakers from code.org. So we are really happy to welcome you for this hour of code session. Hopefully you will really enjoy it and then take, some interesting elements, teaching and learning elements with you. With that, some house rules, please do remember to rename yourself so that our speaker, when she's interacting with you, she knows your name as well as where you are from. Because it's so exciting that all of you are coming from so many countries. And please mute yourself so that all of you can pay attention, as well as there is no disturbance during the session. And also it's to support our speaker to run the session very smoothly. And if you have any question, if you have really any burning questions, you can either put the raise hand button option. You can also just put it in the chat box. And with that, let me quickly introduce our speaker and then she will take over. So our speaker today is Ms Doyeon Kim. She's originally from Korea, currently based in the United States of America. She's the head of partnerships for the Asia Pacific region at code.org. And she's really passionate about empowering teachers and learners. And also she cares about equality in education, as well as, innovative teaching and learning. Hour of Code is actually a global movement, and the goal is to reach tens of millions of students as well as educators like yourself, and to give them insights and ideas about how to teach computer science interestingly. So with that, let's give the floor to our speaker today, and then let's have a very interesting session.
Thank you, Judy, for introduction. Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to meet you all. My name is Doyeon Kim at code.org. I'm going to spend about an hour today with you all. I wonder which countries you're coming from and which subject you're teaching at schools, but we'll talk more about that later. Let me share my screen to start with code.org presentation. Yes, I'll briefly introduce code.org first before we go into the hands-on exercise about Hour of Code. So code.org is a nonprofit headquartered in Seattle, Washington State in the United States. We were founded in 2013, so this year is our 10th anniversary year. Our vision is that every student in every school has the opportunity to learn computer science in K-12, regardless of their future career after graduation. So currently, over 80 million students and 2.4 million teachers from over 70 countries are using code.org platform. And you see those numbers here. But what I'm most proud of is this number here. So among the students, 45% of the students are female students. If you understand computer science or STEM education landscape, 45% is really fascinating. So mainly we do 4 things to advance computer science access for all students. First, we offer and distribute elementary, middle, and high school computer science curriculum for free open source. And we do a lot of professional learning for teachers. So our vision is that not just computer science teachers, but all subject teachers can facilitate their students to learn computer science. And we do a lot of marketing promotion, and Hour of Code campaign is our flagship program, and we're going to do some of these activities today. And lastly, we do a lot of policy and advocacy to advance computer science access to all students. For example, we try to make the computer science as high school graduation requirement. So any student should take at least certain credits of computer science courses to graduate high school so that we can actually have more opportunity for students. So what is Hour of Code? This is our flagship very awareness campaign. And so far we make it so successful. So more than 1.6 billion hours served in over 180 countries around the world. So far over 15% of all students in the world have used Code.org. And you'll see some familiar faces here, president and prime ministers and all the business leaders and government leaders participated in our campaign. So hourofcode.com. So let me share a quick link to you on the checkbox a bit later. So we have over 500 tutorials to do Hour of Code activity. All the tutorials are less than 1 hour, and it taught to grade K to 12 students, depending on their proficiency in computer science. And today, I'm going to introduce 2 of the most popular Hour of Code activity. So first one is called AI for Oceans, and second one is called Dance Party. So AI for Ocean is to quickly introduce machine learning to students with fun activity. So student will help train AI model to classify fish versus trash. So some teachers could teach this course in their science subject if they don't have any dedicated computer science course. In Dance Party, it could be taught in music class because it's making music bits and movements through some computer science concepts like function and groups. And then I'm going to introduce you to those 2 activities today. And lastly, I'm going to share how you can organize an Hour of Code activity in your schools or in your classroom. And let's deep dive into the Hour of Code activity. So first of all, let me share the link that you can go into the activities here. So if you go to hourofcode.com, you'll see this screen here. Depending on where you're located, it could be automatically translated into your language. So if you want to select a specific language, you can click here and then choose the language you want. So I'll just keep it English. And if we go to activities here, you'll see all the activities. So you can filter out depending on the classroom technology, topics, activity type, or the lengths of the activity. And also per grade level, it's a younger kids going to the upper grade. And I'm going back to all grades here. And the first activity we are going to do together is called AI for Oceans. So if we go through, and then you'll find here, AI for Oceans. So if you can do it, you can go to this tutorial here with me, and then let's do it together. So if you click start here, you'll see this screen. And let's try now. So we have 1 to 9, 1 to 8 levels, and we have a mix of introduction videos and hands-on activities here. So it starts from introducing a concept of machine learning. So usually have like 2 to 3 minute short video here. So I'm going to skip right now, but please watch this video. It gives you a brief introduction of machine learning and how machine learning works. So once you watch this video, you can click continue button here, and it'll go to the next level. So you'll see here teacher panel because I logged in as a teacher account. But if you click here, it's a student view. So we have two different UIs, one for students and the other one for teachers. So if you don't have Coder account yet, please create an account for you as a teacher. Then you'll see this teacher panel UI. So let's see. It's a very self-guided learning. So let's see. Some interesting facts here. Garbage dumped in the water affects marine life. In this activity, you'll program or train AI to identify fish or trash. Let's clean up the ocean. Click anywhere on the screen to continue. So it'll give you a very detailed instruction, step by step, so they can follow, all the students can follow. Let's train AI. So we are going to train the machine learning model using the data. So AI doesn't know yet if the object is a fish or trash, but it can process images and identify patterns. So we are going to use either not fish or fish button here to label an image as fish or not fish. Let's start. Isn't it cute fishes here? And then it also gives some information about oceans or environment. Let's skip training, not fish. And some student will ask how many data they have to train. There's no right or wrong answer. And they'll learn by doing it. So in general, more data will make the machine learning model more accurate and consistent. Training will stop around 30. Now let's see, I'll just pause here and then see. So now it's time to see how our trained machine learning works. Based on the data we trained, uh-oh, you see some error here, which means we need to train more data. That wasn't enough data. So then we can always go back to train more data, train more here. And once you see your trained machine learning works well, then we can continue to the next level. So due to the time constraint, I'm just moving on to the next level to show you the next levels. Okay. So next level, in level 3, now student will train a bit more. So now this time we're going to identify objects as either fish or not fish, because there are more creatures living in the ocean, not fish. So let's see. So it's building step by step. So that's how we train the data here. Yeah, this is important lesson here. AI only learns what we teach it. So it's important to use the quality data and train the machine learning correctly. So yeah, that's the next level of training. Now, which object should be in the water? No, 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 yes. Yes, once your students go through the level up to 4, then now it'll go into the second part of this activity to learn about bias. So I'm going to skip this level here to go into the next level. Yes. So now the second video will teach about the importance of the quality of data and also bias. So you would ask, what if we intentionally or purposefully train our machine learning incorrectly? So you saw how we train the data, fish or not fish, but what would happen if we intentionally train the model incorrectly? Then it'll teach students what would happen when we train the data with the bias. So it's about this lesson here in the video. So it's about 2-minute video. So students will watch it together or individually, depending on the environment of their learning. And now we're entering the second part of the training. So it's a bit different. So we are going to use some predefined components here to train the data. So here are colors and here are the shapes of the fish. So it could be pretty objective. You could easily identify the color if it's blue, red, or green. And the shape is triangle, circular, or rectangular. So, and then we're going to pick one of those components here. Then I'm going to choose from the color and I'm going to choose blue here. Is it blue? Not a blue, not a blue. So it'll teach you there are different ways of using the different components to train the data. And it's not enough data, but I'll just see how it works. Let's see how the machine learning works. Right, so you could say color could be pretty objective, but now we are going into the next level of choosing some attributes. So what if we are going to train our machine learning model with some subjective words like awesome, wild, happy, fun, angry? Then what would happen with using those subjective words to train our machine learning? So maybe each student will end up with different results, even though they're going to choose the same word. Let's say happy. So we are going to choose the word happy to teach AI. It looks happy, not happy, it looks happy. Some would choose happy, but some would choose not happy. So you'll see how students will end up with different results using same words. So those are basic concepts of teaching machine learning and AI concepts for all students and all level. So I'm just pause here and then quickly see if you have any questions before we move on to the next activity. I'm wondering if any of you are here teaching computer science. Is anyone teaching computer science in school here?
Yes, good morning. I usually teach computer science.
Oh, great. Which grades are you teaching?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yeah. How did you find this activity? Do you think it'll be engaging activity for students to learn about machine learning concept?
Yes, of course. In fact, I know code for a lot of times ago, and I usually use your tutorials to learn to my students. The first step, we use code.org, and after that we use Scratch, App Inventor, and things like that.
Oh, great. Thank you for using Code.org resources. I hope yeah, I hope all of you here this activity interesting. It's very interactive and fun with a lot of cute images. So I hope you could try yourself when you have time. And also I'm going to show you teachers' resources here. So if you're not familiar with this kind of activity, don't worry about it, because here we provide all the detailed lesson plans for you teachers. So we assume it'll take about 30 to 40 minutes to do this activity with students. And you'll see here detailed agenda here, how you can start with your class, the main activity, so each level with teaching tips here. What if some students finish so quickly? Then please encourage them to go back to train more. And in the last part of the activity, student can also go back and choose a new word. You saw different words about emotions, right? And they can always go back and do either more data training or choose a different word and train their machine learning model. So usually more training data tends to make the machine learning model more accurate and consistent. And as I mentioned earlier, students can also learn by purposefully training their model incorrectly and see what happens. This is all interesting learning for students. So you can follow this detailed instructions here if you want to get more support. I just skipped this one. We have one more video in level 7, and it's about impact on society. And it's such an important topic here. So artificial intelligence system learn from the data we give it, but sometimes we might not give it enough data, or we might give it data that makes it act strangely or incorrectly. So it's important to highlight this impact on society about AI for students. And it ends up with the level 8 that I just showed you about choosing a word regarding emotions. So yeah, that's the first activity that you can do with your students. And I'm going to, before we move on, do you have any other questions about AI for Oceans activity? Okay, it looks like we don't have questions for now. Then we are going to move on to the second activity called Dance Party. So if you go back to the outofcode.com and click the activities, you can scroll down and find Dance Party here. This is one of the most popular activity since we started this activity. And there are 2 parts of the activity. So we are going to do this part 1. But if your student wants to explore more and do their own project and share with their students, their friends, they can do this part 2. But let's go to part 1 here. I'm going to quickly click this video. It's about 3 minutes, but I'm going to skip the first one here.
Hi, my name is Miral Kadbi, and I'm a dancer, software developer, and creator of Illuminate. Computer science relates to creativity in numerous ways, immeasurable, really. I mean, once you have the ability to write software, you can put ideas into anything. I do it with light suits. There's so much you can do once you have the tools to write software, and the possibilities are really endless. Over the next hour, you're going to get started with computer science by programming your own dance party. We've assembled some hit music and a team of great dancers for you to play with. You'll be using blocks of code to choose different dancers. Change your dance moves, make them respond to the music, and make them interactive. You'll see that your screen is split into 3 main parts. On the left is the play space. This is where your dancers will show up. The middle area is the toolbox. New blocks of code will be available in this space as you go through the lessons. The space to the right is the workspace. You can drag blocks out of the toolbox and into the workspace to build your program. The instructions for each level will be up here at the top of the screen. If you need a hint, just click the light bulb.
Yeah, I'm paused here, so let's see how it looks. So this is really fun because you can choose from this long list of the music that you like to play. I'm going to choose Encanto's We Don't Talk About Bruno. And it's basically block coding, so any elementary school students or even higher grade students but don't have any exposure to computer science can enjoy very much. So let's see, make a cat at center and then see, click the run button.
We don't talk about Bruno.
So how would any student don't like it, right? Everyone love it so much, and you can choose always different music here. So it builds on what you already built here. So going to the next level, it'll show you a basic concept of computer science one by one. So what the events mean. So after they watch this short video, then they're going to actually implement the events here. So when something happens, then the activity happens here. So we set up a cat at the center, and then when press up, then what the cat will do. So make sure that this cat is the same cat here, not slots. The clap left or right. So let's see what happens here. Click the run button. And I click up. So I press the up button, so then it clapped. But what if I don't press any up buttons? The cat didn't clap because none of the event happened. So that's how they will learn the concept of events. So that's how I build the concept and build the movement here. They can create more than one character here, this time cat and bear. If they want to make another one, they can add it here. Slots. Always they can do it. And we can always make it add more, maybe this time cat, and then make it more fun. Get more characters here. Up, open, down. So you see how it works. It's so much fun building one by one. So it's not very hard to follow directions. So when you go through all these levels here, then you'll have backgrounds and much more fun engagement here. So let's see, for example, your students can create any kind of dance party movements here. And the left one is the real classroom. seen doing dance party. So they always do it like once they finish creating their project, they always do this real dance time after the activity, and everyone loves it so much, regardless of their age or grade level. And then it's a great that they can share what they've created here with their peer group and teachers. So if you need to make it as a project and do some kind of assessment after lesson, then you can also leverage this second part of the project that I showed earlier here as a project for your class. Yeah, I'm going to pause here to answer any questions you might have.
Well, sorry by my English, but I'll try to explain
Sure.
a question. I know this tutorial dance party. I enjoy it several times. It works very well because music likes the students in general. I achieved to my pupils do the activity and they enjoy it, but I don't achieve that they dance in my classroom. It is like the video that you show us, because my students are older than that, older. They are 15 or 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they are very shy to dance, but not
okay. Makes sense.
to quote the exercise. And the question is about the first tutorial, AI Ocean or something
AI
like
for
that.
oceans. Yes, please.
Yes, because I need this kind of activity. And the question is about the physics. Can we change the images, or the tutorial only works with the drawing that we have seen? Because I think that the activity is to teach the model, to build it in order to achieve to separate fishes and garbage. But
Yep.
we can we change the images, or it is impossible?
Okay, thank you for the question, Teacher Huang.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello.
thank you for
Hello.
using Corridor curriculum. So to answer your question,
Hello.
it's not allowed to change the image for this activity.
Yes.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you cannot change the images for this one. But if it's possible for you to create a similar new activity, we accept new hour of code activity every year. So you are welcome to submit your own activity if you'd love to create your own. But for this one, you cannot change the images.
Thank you.
Hope it answered your question. Yes, I have one person raising hand.
Hello.
Teacher Udin
Yes.
from Bangladesh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Actually, I enjoyed your presentation, and it was a fantastic, wonderful presentation. You are doing it. I enjoy it. And in Bangladesh, I am a teacher of English language. I teach English language, but I'm so much interested about your presentation. If my question is, if we want to English language in our classroom, can you use computer coding if we want to make our class fruitful? So my question is, how can we easily use this code, computer code, and can we get your instrumental any link up, or how can we, and my question is, how can we make it
Mm.
a tutorial if you want to make our classroom fruitful?
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much for your question, Teacher Woodin. So all Codador activity and resources are free open source. So you can just come to either code.org or code.com. You can just use it whenever you want and whichever you want. So for example, you just let your students go to code.org or oralcode.com. They just come here if they have device. It works with iPad, laptop, desktop, but not mobile yet. They can come to Oral Code and go to activities, and you just direct them to choose which activity. Let's say you choose NASA activity here. Any activity here is free to use. So please feel free to use these free amazing resources in your English class.
Yes.
And because you can choose the language, if you choose the English, then it'll be perfect to use in your class. So yeah, there's no barrier. You don't even need to create an account to do oral code activity, but only for the code.org curriculum, you are required to create an account, but for oral code activity, you don't need to log in to do these activities.
Hello. May I ask you another question? If I want to face any problem to use this code, if you kindly, please, can I meet you personally to communicate to you if I face any problem to use this coding?
Okay, that's another good question. So I'm sure there is a general inquiry email.
Yes.
Maybe I will share how you can contact with any questions with Asia Euro Foundation staff team after this meeting. So you can reach out to email. It'll be faster than reach out to me sometimes because we have a dedicated team to answer all the questions coming to us. So I'm going to share the contact information. So if you can, if you have any questions, you can reach out to anytime.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions that I can answer? While I'm waiting for additional questions, I'll just quickly look at the chat box and see if there are any questions that I haven't answered yet. So teacher Adeline Chin from Malaysia asked the question, are all hour of code activities available to explore? The answer is yes. As I shared earlier, there are over 500 activities, and please just come to oralcode.com and explore all activities available there. It's free to explore anytime. And teacher Adeline Chin asked another question here. Do teachers have control when running an activity with their students during classroom learning? Okay, can you give us additional explain the meaning of control here? if you could unmute yourself, could you explain?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'm Adeline. So, my question is, okay, do the teacher have control, okay, of the whole platform, okay, while running, okay, an activity with the students during class? Because what I understand here is that each student need to log in. So how do a teacher, okay, control the students that they must be stay in one activity before exploring to another activity in the platform?
So I have a follow-up question. Do you want to track their progress? That's what you want?
No, I wanted them to stay in an activity before they move on to another activity. So like I'm the teacher in control, because as I understand that they're free to explore all the activities in the platform. Yeah. So like if you run it okay during classroom learnings, so the students tend to try all sorts of activity, and I think it's a bit difficult if you have an lesson plan to follow. Yeah. So that's
I
my
see.
question. Do we have the control or not?
I see. Thank you for the question. The answer is no. There's no way we control that all students stay in one activity because it's technically almost impossible to do it on our platform. So maybe we could use a way of pairing students so that they can keep discussing what they are learning here. So please actively pair your students into a team so that they can keep discussing and learning together as a team rather than doing it individually. So this might help you to have some control. Other than that, I can't think of any better options here. But as a platform, we don't provide that kind of control. Hope that
Thank you.
answered your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, if I may, just jumping in very quickly relating to Adeline's question. As you know, Adeline, during our capacity building, we have different types of, pedagogical insights in terms of classrooms. So one thing would be to setting some norms for your students in the class when you are doing this session and kind of telling them, like nudging them in a way where, you set purpose for each of this activity, like why are you doing this activity and when are you going to go for the next activity and what is the purpose for that, so that they kind of follow the order. So I think organizing it with a specific purpose, that they will be, I think, more understanding in terms of not exploring all at once.
Thank you, Jyoti, for the explanation.
I'm going to share one more thing while waiting for additional questions here. If you'd like to organize an hour of code activity with your students, it could be in your own classroom, it could be entire school, it could be your district level. If you're passionate about this kind of activity, please tell your district to make it a large event across your region. So if you go to hourofcode.com, so now its registration is open. So if you scroll down a little bit here, you'll see this form to submit. So there are only 5 fields here. It's very simple form. Please sign up here and submit your Hour of Code event here. And it'll be shown in this word map. So you hover your mouse here. If you register your event, it'll be shown in this word map. So please join us to be part of this amazing campaign this year. So anytime from today to December, you can host an Aura Code event one time or multiple times during this period of time. So I hope you can join us and have a lot of fun, and also encourage your students learning computer science. So there's a comment from teacher Motion Ye from Malaysia. I think it's answer to the earlier question from teacher Adeline. So my suggestion is to copy the short link given for each of the activities and just share the short link without the whole auracode.com. I think that could be another option. Thank you for sharing. And we have one more comment here, a teacher from Hungary. So thank you for the ideas. I have lesson with 7th grade students. They decide to program dance for schoolmates. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Are there any more questions about code.org, Aura Code, any other activities? So I'm just going to highlight why we are doing this campaign. So we understand since there are a lot of stereotypes around computer science. Still a lot of students would think, oh, computer science could be those who are going to be an engineer or going to be a STEM professional, or those who are good at math or science. So we are trying to break down those stereotypes and just sharing that how fun the computer science is. And regardless of your future career, this is for everyone. This at the age of 21st century, then every students would learn the basic computer science concepts, and it'll make everyone will be more successful. That's how we doing this campaign. So if you feel those activities will be a great entry point for all students, then we encourage you to explore more intense and lengthy curriculum beyond the Aura Code activity. Or you're welcome to do not just one or multiple Aura Code activity. And if your students ask you to do more advanced level of learning, then please come to the code.org, and I'm going to briefly share our curriculum just for those who are interested in exploring more. So we provide curriculum from primary to upper secondary school, and now everyone wants to teach and learn AI and machine learning. So if you see here, so for around middle school and lower high school grade level curriculum, we have an AI model here. And depending on your students' proficiency and experience in computer science, you can explore easier curriculum called CS Fundamentals, all the way up to CSA and CS Principles here. So giving you a quick intro about the computer science fundamentals. It matched with a grade level kindergarten to grade 1, all the way to grade 5th. So more for elementary school level students. So each course has about 13 to 17 lessons here, and each lesson is about 40-45 minutes length. And then those are the main concepts that they're going to learn per course. And for middle school and lower grade high school students, we offer CS Discoveries curriculum. So total there are 7 units, including AI and machine learning. And you'll see some scissors symbol here. The scissors meaning unplugged, and unplugged is something that can be learned without devices, even without internet connectivity. So we understand that half of the world population, they don't have access to the internet, they don't have a device at home. So ultimately, they would need device and internet connectivity to learn 100% of computer science. But we still teach students the basic concepts of computer science, even without device, even without internet connectivity. So I just wanted to share with you, we do provide unplugged activities, even for the elementary school and middle school level students. And the last thing about the AI, because this year's oral code activities theme is AI, that's why I shared the AI for oceans. So if you want to explore more about AI curriculum, those are our models here. So there are about 21 lessons under AI curriculum, and you can teach either entire semester. If we teach just once every week or less than 1 hour every week, then you can teach longer. And each unit or its lesson, we provide lesson plans for teachers. So you don't need to create everything. We don't want to add more burden to teachers. Our goal is to make teaching computer science easier for teachers, even not just for computer science teachers, but also all subject teachers. So it's very self-guided learning resources. So if you go to unit, each unit has all these lesson plans here. And if you click the lesson plan, it'll provide all the detailed guidance for those who are not familiar with teaching computer science lessons. Not in just computer science courses, but also English, as the teacher wouldn't shared. So you can teach those kind of stuff, not just computer science class, but also music, English, art, science, in any subject, because we understand not all country mandates computer science classes for all grades. So even though some students wants to give some opportunity to learn those kind of stuff, they don't have time to teach or introduce those kind of stuff. So we encourage to use our resources in all different subjects whenever you are available and have an opportunity. And we do even provide a Google slide deck. You can make a copy and pick and choose whichever you want. So yeah, that's our curriculum. I'll pause here and then check in if we have any other questions here. Can I hear any feedback or insights or any of your future plan after hearing all these things today? I wonder if any of you would join the oral code activity this year or try to use some of our curriculum. Yes, teacher Huang.
Yes, about feedback.
Yes.
In my opinion, yes, in my opinion, this website is a beautiful and powerful tool in order to teach computer science. It's the best way to introduce encoding to my pupils. So I have used it about 7-8 years ago, and although my students are 16 years old, I introduced coding with your tool. So thank you for the effort to build this marvelous website, and because it's free for everyone, so it's very useful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, it's free open source, so it's available anytime for you to use. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the kind messages and feedback on chat box. I'm reading it all. Yeah, please explore Code.org website. And oh yeah, we have a question here. So Teacher Moo, please unmute yourself and please go ahead.
Hello,
Hello.
I moved from Thailand. Yeah,
Yep.
I want to share what I have done previously and what I am going to do with the AI. So what I have done is I used to create a project with the student about identify waste in school, like a bottle, plastic bag or something, using the different platform that Thai organization provide my school, and they train us. They taught us how to use this. That's very new for me. So I'm started with my student to do the projects, and but now I'm planning to have a bigger project to do a different platform. Yeah, and today I'm great to learn from you and Hour of Code. This is very, I think, very fun to use and very, very easy to get started. I mean, for the secondary school, as I am teaching secondary school, so I like this platform, this one a lot, because you provide a curriculum and instruction and like a lesson plan, like a tutorial. Yeah, so it's kind of ready to use, and I can adapt or create more, design more to integrate with my school, my student, or my subject I teach. So thank you so much. This is what I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Teacher Moo. And we saw a lot of students from Thailand use Code.org and Hour of Code activities. So thank you for sharing your experience, and I look forward to seeing more students from Thailand do more activities. Thank you so much.